The day you respect yourself is the day begging dies and standards are born. When you respect yourself, your silence speaks louder than explanations. Respect yourself so deeply that losing people feels lighter than losing your peace. The moment you respect yourself, you stop chasing love and start filtering energy. When you raise your self-respect, you do not lose people, you lose users. When you respect yourself, your phone gets quieter, but your heart becomes calm. When you respect yourself, apologies stop impressing you, and behavior is all that counts. Self-respect is the door you close on drama and the key you turn toward a new life. When you respect yourself, attention feels cheap and consistency becomes the luxury. The day you respect yourself, you stop proving your worth to the blind. When you respect yourself, you stop arguing to be understood and walk where you are valued. Self-respect changes your taste and makes old cravings look very small. When you respect yourself, you would rather be alone in peace than surrounded by drains. The moment you choose self-respect, you stop begging for answers and accept the truth. When you respect yourself, you stop reopening doors that were clearly closed. Self-respect turns red flags from decorations into alarms. When you respect yourself, you stop asking why they did it and ask why you allowed it. The day you respect yourself is the day you stop shrinking so others feel bigger. When you respect yourself, you become unillegal to confusion and half-chosen love. Self-respect is when your standards are stronger than your feelings. When you respect yourself, you do not chase closure. Their behavior was the explanation. Respect yourself so much that your future feels more attractive than old comfort. When you respect yourself, you stop romanticizing potential and honor reality. Self-respect is leaving the table when love is no longer being served. When you respect yourself, you do not compete for a place. You choose where you are welcomed. When you respect yourself, you do not chase closure. Their behavior was the explanation. Respect yourself so much that your future feels more attractive than old comfort. When you respect yourself, you stop romanticizing potential and honor reality. Self-respect is leaving the table when love is no longer being served. When you respect yourself, you do not compete for a place. You choose where you are welcomed. When you respect yourself, your standards rise, and your circle becomes smaller but real. Self-respect is knowing that being hard to manipulate is not being hard to love. When you respect yourself, you stop breaking your own heart to keep others comfortable. The day you respect yourself, you become allergic to one-sided effort. When you respect yourself, you stop forgiving the same wound from the same hand. Self-respect is choosing peace instead of proving a point. When you respect yourself, red flags are no longer hobbies, they are reasons to leave. Respect yourself so strongly that your boundaries feel like protection, not a prison. When you respect yourself, you stop chasing people and start chasing purpose. Self-respect is knowing the difference between being chosen and being cherished. When you respect yourself, you can love someone and still deny them access to you. Respect yourself enough to let your actions say, "I am not available for this." When you respect yourself, you stop replaying old conversations and start a new story. Self-respect is quiet. It does not threaten, it simply leaves. When you respect yourself, being misunderstood hurts less than pretending to be someone else. Respect yourself so deeply that even loneliness feels more loyal than fake friends. When you respect yourself, you know your value is not up for negotiation. Self-respect is choosing to heal instead of harden after what you survived. When you respect yourself, you do not explain why you left. The pattern explains it. Respect yourself enough to stop entertaining what you once prayed to escape. When you respect yourself, you see that walking away can save your soul. Self-respect is asking, "Can I keep myself here?" instead of, "Can I keep them?" When you respect yourself, you guard your energy more than your money. Respect yourself so much that chaos feels strange and peace feels normal. When you respect yourself, being hard to get becomes protection, not a game. Self-respect is no longer trying to fix people who enjoy being broken. When you respect yourself, you build a life you do not need to escape. Respect yourself enough to leave any room where your voice must fight to be heard. When you respect yourself, you see that rejection was redirection. Self-respect is not arrogance, it is refusing to discount your worth. When you respect yourself, you stop apologizing for your standards and start enforcing them. Respect yourself so deeply that you do not feel guilty for outgrowing people. When you respect yourself, you know not everyone deserves front row seats to your life. Self-respect is choosing people who choose healing instead of drama. When you respect yourself, you stop trying to convince anyone that you are enough. Respect yourself enough to see that temporary pleasure is too expensive for your peace. When you respect yourself, you stop chasing love stories and build on with someone who shows up. Respect is remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. When you respect yourself, you stop waiting to be saved and become your own safe place. Respect yourself so much that your dreams grow bigger and your self-doubt grows smaller. When you respect yourself, you stop editing your personality just to be liked. Self-respect is realizing that being alone is peaceful, not punishment. When you respect yourself, you do not return to what cracked you just because it is familiar. Respect yourself enough to see that love without effort is just a word. When you respect yourself, your standards scare away the wrong people and attract the right ones. Self-respect is refusing to drink from cups you know are poisoning you. When you respect yourself, you become more loyal to your future than your past. Respect yourself so deeply that you would rather start again than stay stuck. When you respect yourself, you stop oversharing with people who are curious, not caring. Self-respect is stopping the chase for closure from those who run from honesty. When you respect yourself, distance no longer feels like loss, but like protection. Respect yourself enough to leave messages unanswered when peace matters more than reply. When you respect yourself, you see your time as a gift, not for confusion and games. Self-respect is deleting what hurts you instead of rereading it. When you respect yourself, you stop proving you are not sensitive and prove you are not disposable. Respect yourself so much that you do not stay where your presence is tolerated and absence unnoticed. When you respect yourself, you accept being the villain in their story, to be the hero in yours. Self-respect is stopping negotiation with people who never tried to understand you. When you respect yourself, you stop chasing the idea of them and accept the reality. Respect yourself enough to know your standards are not too high. Their effort is too low. When you respect yourself, you guard your mind like a castle and your heart like a treasure. Self-respect is when I love you never means I will allow everything. When you respect yourself, you stop expecting loyalty from people who lie to themselves. Respect yourself so deeply that you stop tolerating half-spoken truths and half-given love. When you respect yourself, you know the right people never make you beg for clarity. Self-respect is choosing to grow from pain instead of living inside it. When you respect yourself, you see that walking the way is not cold, it is courageous. Respect yourself enough to know peace is not boring. It is the loud proof that you healed. When you respect yourself, you stop chasing closure from people who were never open. Self-respect is when you stop asking, "Who will love me?" and start asking, "How can I love me?"